one of the most vivid in recent memory comes from something that I believe is called the Auschwitz Album. Did you ever see this album of photographs that was discovered in an attic?
No.
You should Google this, or when we're done, I'll find it and I'll send you a link. But there was, I believe it's now in the Holocaust Museum in D.C. if I'm not mistaken. But it was found, sometime in the last decade, and it took people a while to figure out what these photos were because it was just these are just photos of happy people, sunning themselves on a porch and, eating blueberries, by the bowlful and laughing and just men and women kind of in the prime of their life in these black and white photographs, just having a grand old time. And then based on some details or some further photos, it was discovered that these were actually the guards and staff at Auschwitz just on their leisure days in this chalet, which was basically under the plume of smoke of human ash coming out of the crematory of Auschwitz. I mean, this it could not be more proximate. And these are the people who are gassing and cremating women and children and, starving slave laborers by day. And yet, when you see these photos, I'm not pretending to be omniscient here, but I think most people will sense that you can see into the lives of these people. And I feel like it's safe to assume that not all of these people are psychopaths. In fact, I would guess that probably none of them are. And that they are actually experiencing a range of conscious states that all of us are very familiar with. They really are having a good time. They really are happy to be eating blueberries. They're enjoying their social lives. And when they listen to Wagner, they shed a tear. They have a life of aesthetic pleasure. And then they go gas more people the next day. And it's because they have a belief system that has segmented their world into, moral in-group and out-group so decisively that they are basically unconflicted about what they're doing because the people they're killing are scarcely human. I think you share my concern about bad ideas being the piece of software that gets even psychologically normal people, biologically normal people, to do the unthinkable. How do you think about this in the context of your research now?
That's utterly haunting. And I agree that's at the heart of a huge percentage of our human miseries. As you say, it is a very rare person who will sit there and say, it is okay to do the following horrible, violent things. It's really fine. The vast majority of people will say, it's not okay, it's not okay, but here's why I'm an exception. Here's why it's different for me. Here's why my special pains put me in a different category. Or the difference being, virtually everyone would say it's terrible to do violent, horrible things to innocent people. And then you'll simply differ as to who counts as innocent, or who counts as a them, or who counts as having the same pain thresholds that you do. And I think that's absolutely where much of our misery comes from, our means of having a lot of shared values that nonetheless are always a bit context dependent and having different contexts and having very personally convenient contexts in a lot of cases.